I'm Jane Gray. I'm the head teacher at Inziefar Primary in Oakley in Fife. I became a head teacher through a very long process of going through the qualification for headship, doing a few years as a deputy and then deciding that I wanted to have a school of my own.
Brilliant, fantastic. And on that journey, somehow you've ended up to your neck in growth mindset.
Yes.
Tell me the story of you, this school, Inziefar, and growth mindset.
Okay, so I came to Inziefar 3 years ago, and when I came here, I thought I could just go into class and say, so what are we learning today? How are we getting on? When I first came here, we looked at the vision and values across the whole school, and I wanted the children's opinions on it. But when I went into classes, I found that the children didn't have opinions, that they were very, very passive, that they really didn't have an awful lot to say for themselves. There wasn't really a lot of aspiration. And so I thought, how are we going to drive forward learning if we don't actually know why we're learning or what it's for or what, the motivators are? So I heard a teacher from Ceres Primary speak at a head teacher engagement day, and I thought this is the way we need to go, because she was talking about growth mindset. And I thought we really need to look at learning culture and how if we can get the learning culture right, then other things can follow. So when I came back to school, I spoke to my deputy, Lynn Stott, who is starting her journey to headship, and she needed a project, and so we had a long chat about it, and she decided that she wanted to look at learning culture. So she went away and did lots of the research, looked at John Hattie, looked at Carol Dweck, various others, and then came back and started working with the staff. So everything that we did was underpinned by the research and what people, worldwide were saying about, how you need to look at learning and how you look at a problem is the problem, so we needed to go beyond what we were thinking and move forward. So we started to look at that, and it was in, I think, a staff conversation that we ended up, I think Lynn was thinking about possibly having characters for each of the mindset, what we now call our cogs, but it was one of the staff who said it's a bit like the cogs of a wheel all working together, and so our cogs were then born, and from that we then put in all the mindset values that we thought were what we wanted the children to do into the cogs, and slowly introduced them to the children. We did it through assemblies, the teachers signed up to do lessons about brainology, about how the brain works. We've done a lot about how the neurons connect, about making neural pathways, and about how you do that through practicing and not giving up and trying again. And so that's what we've done, and we've seen a real increase in the children's ability and desire to want to do more. So not just in their everyday learning, but actually in things like children who've never been able to ride a bike before, having a go and practice and are now able to ride a bike. That's been a big success for us. So that's one of the things, but it's had lots and lots of positive connotations throughout the whole of school and the whole of life, and not just in their learning, because even though they will in their learning now challenge themselves, and they'll talk about challenging themselves, and they'll talk about the chili challenge and trying to move on and make it a more difficult challenge, we hear a lot more of it, don't give up, or if somebody says I can't do that, the whole class will chorus yet. So we get a lot of that now that we didn't have before. We're not at the end of our journey by any stretch of the imagination, but we've really seen a whole load of progress in terms of where they are and how they think about it.